Bro, something's causing a stir. Chelsea's $70 million player has suddenly deleted all traces of the club from his Instagram. Is this a sign he's leaving? It's crazy, bro. Chelsea fans are really talking about Wesley Fofana. Do you know why? Because he suddenly deleted all his Chelsea-related posts on Instagram. But strangely, photos of him with the French national team and former clubs like Leicester are still there. So it's as if Chelsea was never a part of his life anymore. Now, the question is, why? According to the Daily Mail, a source close to Fofana said there's actually no problem with the club. He said he's just being tidied up by his social media team, but Chelsea fans aren't so easily convinced, bro, because this isn't the first time Fofana has used this trick. When he was still at Leicester in 2022, he also suddenly deleted all photos of the club. Not long after, he got a huge £70 million transfer to Chelsea. So now many are thinking, is this another signal? To make matters worse, Fofana's position at Chelsea is also in dire straits. This season, Maresca has preferred youngsters like Josh Hempong and Trevoh Chalobah to play in the back. Moreover, Maresca has openly stated the need for a new center-back after Levi Colwill suffered a long-term ACL injury. Maresca even quipped, "Fofana played 45 minutes against Bournemouth. That was one of the worst periods since I started here." So if that's the case, Fofana's chances of playing regularly are slim. Furthermore, his record at Chelsea? Absolutely dismal. Of 115 Premier League appearances, he missed 73 due to injury. He even played 0 minutes in the 2023-24 season due to his ACL. So it's understandable if fans think he's frustrated and perhaps wanting to leave. But remember, bro, in today's football world, deleting an Instagram photo could be a transfer code, or it could just be cleaning up your feed for aesthetics. So it's still 50-50. Clearly, every time a player erases any trace of the club, fans get angry. Now it's your turn, bro. Do you think Fofana really wants to leave Chelsea? Or is it just social media drama? Leave your thoughts in the comments.
Crazy, bro. This London derby is going to be a do-or-die affair. West Ham is in dire straits, while Chelsea only managed to draw against Crystal Palace. But remember, derbies like this often throw up surprises. Bro, did you know on August 22nd, there's one of the hottest matches of the early season, West Ham versus Chelsea. Kickoff, Friday, August 22, 2025, 8 p.m. UK time. The London Derby is said to always be full of drama, high tension, and often unpredictable results. But if we look at the current situation, it seems Chelsea is more ready for a goal fest at London Stadium. West Ham under Graham Potter is in disarray. Imagine, they lost 3-0 to newly promoted Sunderland. Their back line is like a toll road. Todibo, Kilman, Agard, instead of a wall, it's just a gap. In the middle, Ward-Prowse and Paqueta, who should be the creators, seem lost. And to make matters worse, Crescencio Somerville is injured, so their attack relies solely on Jared Bowen. Now, let's move on to Chelsea. Enzo Maresca is leading this team with a really positive vibe. They may have drawn 0-0 against Palace in the first week, but considering their preseason, terrible. They beat AC Milan, Leverkusen, and even PSG. Plus, don't forget, they also just won the Club World Cup. The team is feeling incredibly confident. Their young squad is overwhelming their opponents. João Pedro, Estevan Willian, Liam Delap all possess speed and creativity. Palmer and Caicedo in the middle are the driving force of the game. But yeah, there's work to be done at the back. Robert Sanchez is still prone to mistakes, and Colwill's injury means 18-year-old Josh Otramcum has to play in the heart of defense. This could be a weak point that Bowen and his teammates will try to exploit. Head-to-head, Chelsea has a slight advantage. Of the last 29 meetings, the Blues have won 16, West Ham have won 8, and there have been 5 draws. But looking at performance, statistics, and mentality, my prediction, West Ham 0-3 Chelsea. This derby could be the stage for Estevan or Joel Pedro to show their quality. The question now, bro, which team are you on? Are you confident West Ham can spring a surprise, or will Chelsea go all out? Drop your predictions in the comments column.
Wow, man, this is crazy. West Ham was so bold as to make a £45 million bid for Andrey Santos, but Chelsea immediately said, no way. Man, can you imagine? West Ham were frantically looking for a new midfielder, so they went straight to Chelsea to get Andrey Santos. The price they offered? £45 million. Not a small amount, you know. But Chelsea's response? An outright rejection. Why? Because for Enzo Maresca and management, Andrey Santos is not for sale at any price. They already consider this Brazilian kid a vital part of the team's future. Chelsea is now focusing on building a foundation with young players with incredible potential, and Santos is one of them. Remember, when he was at Vasco da Gama, Santos was already in the spotlight. Then, when he was loaned to Strasbourg, his game matured. Now back at Stamford Bridge, he's starting to get playing time and has fans optimistic. Maresca also believes Santos' box-to-box style of play makes Chelsea's midfield even more solid, alongside Moises, Caicedo, and Enzo Fernandez. Meanwhile, West Ham is actually really desperate. Graham Potter needs a fresh air in midfield after their line failed to dominate in the first week of the Premier League. Furthermore, Lucas Paqueta is still a target for other clubs, so they're trying to find a replacement now. Therefore, this bid for Santos could be considered a desperate move or perhaps a last resort. But Chelsea clearly doesn't want to let go. They're already traumatized by losing a young talent who eventually exploded elsewhere. So this time, they've put up a concrete wall to keep Andrey Santos out. So even if West Ham might offer even more, they'll likely still be rebuffed. The question now, bro, do you agree that Chelsea really locked in Santos, or do you think £45 million is too much of a price to let go? Comment your predictions below.
Bro, this is so crazy. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Alejandro Garnacho only wants to go to Chelsea. Bayern tried to sign him, but he flatly rejected him. Let me tell you, this Garnacho transfer drama is heating up, bro. So the story is, Bayern Munich recently tried to approach Garnacho. They contacted the player's representatives, offering him the chance to move to the Bundesliga, but do you know what he said? Thanks, but I only want Chelsea. Wow, really to the point, rejecting the German giants like that. According to Fabrizio Romano, who spoke on his YouTube channel, this deal is already advanced. Even personal terms between Chelsea and Garnacho have been finalized. They're just waiting for a price agreement with Manchester United. The problem? There is a gap in the transfer fee, so there's still some back and forth. But what's clear is that Garnacho only has two choices: Chelsea or staying at MU without playing. Bro, don't forget, Garnacho is no ordinary player. During his time with Ten Hag, he was one of the brightest young stars in the Premier League. From his epic bicycle kick goal against Everton, his brace against Chelsea, to his crucial goal in the FA Cup final against City. It's all proof, his quality. But yeah, last season, his performance dropped drastically. Only 6 goals and 2 assists in 36 league games. Now it's up to Chelsea to save his career. But before it's official, the Blues will have to sell several players to make room for Garnacho. Now, let me ask you a question. If this deal goes through, could Garnacho become a new star at Stamford Bridge? Or could this just be another failed transfer drama?
That's crazy, man. Chelsea are truly desperate now. Raheem Sterling, a player with an exorbitant salary, is now ready to be dumped. Imagine, the Blues are even willing to offer a loan deal just so a club will take him. According to a report by The Telegraph, Chelsea are now in frustration mode. They're desperate to offload Sterling this summer. In fact, a loan option is already on the table, although ideally they'd want a permanent deal. But the reality? Sterling's £325,000 per week salary is making every club think twice. Remember, last season, Sterling was loaned to Arsenal. The result? Just 1 goal and 5 assists in 28 appearances in all competitions. Figures that were far from the English winger's expectations. Chelsea were even forced to subsidize his salary at the time, and it's likely that will happen again if another club takes him. Now, Fulham has emerged as a strong candidate. The reason is simple. Sterling wants to stay in London. His family is already settled there. Besides Fulham, West Ham has also joined the fray, but the problem remains the same. Who can afford his astronomical wages? Outside of England, there are also foreign clubs inquiring about Sterling's availability. But he himself has said he still wants to stay in the Premier League, ideally in London. So his best bet is between Fulham and West Ham. Now the situation is becoming clearer. Sterling still has 2 years left on his contract, but he hasn't trained with the Maresca first team. He's only joined the Chelsea loan route. If signs like this are showing, it's a sure thing. It's only a matter of days before he leaves. So, what do you think, bro? Should Sterling move to Fulham, West Ham to revive his career, or should he switch to playing abroad? Leave your thoughts in the comments.